I'm afraid to go down and tell them to turn it down and they shoot me.
Are those flags in the back supposed to be in order? Yeah, those, yeah.
Need a sixth one.
It needs a sixth one, yeah.
Space Force?
Yeah.
Remember we went to the Space Force beach down in Cocoa Beach?
Yeah.
It was the most empty beach you could park there. It's just down. It's about 5 miles down the road. It's big wide open beaches.
Yeah, because Monroe wanted to add the space flag. And they had 6 flags in a row. And one of them was the state flag. And we said, next the state flag and put space flag there. But the order is Army, Marines, Navy, Air Force, Space Force, Coast Guard. Because the Coast Guard is part of the Treasury Department and not part of.
No, Homeland Security.
Right, Homeland Security.
Yeah. My dad was in the reserves and he was part of the Department of Transportation at that time.
Well, during a war, Coast Guard would move over and bump Space Force.
Would that be part of the Navy, the Coast Guard at that point?
I don't know.
I don't know, there's plenty of guys that landed in Normandy, they were in the Coast Guard. Because they showed that landing craft manned by Coast Guard personnel. Well, was there Cape World War II guys joined the Navy, but somehow ended up in the Marine Corps?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, there were, and people were, because of more recent Navy's contracts, being contracts, if you join Navy and they put you in the Marines, you can actually get out of that contract. Because you get a lawyer and say, hey, I didn't join them, I joined.
Well, they were doing that to avoid getting drafted in the Army, though. That's how they.
Oh, yeah.
My mom's brother, my uncle, he enlisted in the Navy. He's waiting to go. And he's at this is World War II. He's at the train station saying goodbye to everybody. And they call his name off. And he goes up and says, oh, wait a minute. They would throw him right on the train. And my grandfather had to run there with his enlistment papers to get him off the train that was going off to the Navy. They would hear no excuses, you know. So, oh.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I was drafted while I was in boot camp.
Then I joined the Coast Guard. I wanted to join. They helped me off. They said, oh, you have vacuum in your back. You won't be able to carry. You have to get that treated. What they were really doing was they were trying to delay, right? Because they get class up the Coast Guard. So in the meantime, I joined the Navy, no problem. And then I'm off at boot camp, and my mom gets a phone call from the Coast Guard saying, we're ready for him now. She goes, he's in the Navy. And, oh, why did they got all mad and all? They didn't say, oh, we're waiting to class up. They said, oh, you're at a medical wait. And I was,
Yeah. You ever go to Coast Guard base?
Well, my dad was in the reserve. He was World War II Navy, but then in 1960, when the Coast Guard Reserve, he made chief. We would go eat at the Chiefs Club on the Coast Guard base. And then a couple times we went for the Sunset Parade. They're not cadets, what are they called?
Wait, what about, you told me that time, like, they used in the reserves family
That was a family day. We went to Gloucester, and so we'd go for a boat ride. We put his old life jackets, and we're standing over that diesel engine, and he goes up and down the river. It wasn't a pleasure ride.
You got to rearrange it, Chuck?
We got,
I think you're right.
We got on the Cooperstown. We went to Philadelphia for Navy Week, and I say literal combat LCT, literal combat something. I don't know. It's a high-speed jet thing. It's a small crew, about 150 crews. And
Air Force.
had a small, about a 2-inch barrel, gun on the front, all kinds of high-tech stuff. It says real fast.
You gotta get a bigger block. Drill another hole. Get the flag.
And then we went on to, I guess it was a destroyer in Gloucester City the next day. And I said, where's the Coast Guard cutter? And that was the same time that Maurice did it. And I guess it was spared. We're gonna have something May 16th down in the Cape May. Family dinner, open house, you can go tour the cutters.
I want to go back to that like old timey house.
You got Flintlock, that's in April. There's a house in Glendora from Revolutionary War time, and they have reenactors and they have muskets that you can shoot.
I shot 8 times on
You watching that series on TV, The Revolutionary War? Starting part 4 right now. Ken Burns.
I'm supposed to be in do not disturb. Do not disturb.
Wait, 5 minutes, 4 minutes ago. So, keep rounding up that.
I don't know what they're doing.
You're probably looking for
Party, now they're not coming back.
Something's going on down here. I guess they figured they'd know. But you tell them to turn down the music.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna say, guy up there, the traffic carries
There's a
these
guy
guys
up there
are too loud.
who wants
So it's a word.
Why don't you go talk to him? Quiet inside, but it was, they're taking the energy from outside, inside.
Well, music's gotta drown out that girl soon.
Oh, she isn't that bad. No.
Wait.
Hey, such.
Remember.
Hey, guy, what?
Oh, we'll introduce them all together. Our hobby, they're doing inductions.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's why everybody's spruced up here.
Ah,
I didn't get the word,
For the work. But you know, I did remember this is not a reproduction, this is an original. 30-some-year-old ad.
What, 30?
1990, 88.
What, your ship number, your boat number?
No, I'm saying it's from 1980 something. So how many years ago? 40 years ago?
It's Pam.
1985 is 40 years ago. So it's 38 years old.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Make sure
I mean,
everybody
I
gets
was always
signed
folded
into
put it
it.
in my back pocket.
Yeah. good cookies. How's the more?
I don't know where I got these little dolphins and this control. Ever seen a miniature one?
No, I haven't seen
I don't know
them.
where I got them.
They're nice. Sir.
You know, we went on the Growler in New York City. And I didn't realize those guys didn't get control pins until the 80s.
Wow.
They were awarded them later. They counted as control.
Hi, how you doing?
How you doing?
Fine, so,
All right. My name's Jerry.
Jerry? I'm Brad. Hi, Jerry. I'm Chuck.
Hey, Chuck.
Jerry, on the boat, we Who makes these? I didn't get the yellow. Okay.
73,
I was on, I don't have it. Today I don't have it. Thank you.
How you doing, sir? Good.
70s, early 70s. Got to get Bill out.
Those real stamps. Only 30.
$15
No.
Nice guy.
There you go. That's it.
I think that ever since that newsletter went away, that helps.
All post offices sell them? Was that, are all post offices sell them?
What?
Yeah.
I got one now.
What that thing?
That's yours, the 15.
Okay.
I can go to more.
Okay, wait. This is where we're at. 250.
We're doing both because we do November and December.
Yes.
Yeah, November and December, I'll be back up. Jerry, anybody else downstairs?
Is your wife Pam coming on? I'm not married to anyone named Pam.
He's not married to anybody by that name. He's not married to anybody by that name.
I'm not playing matchmaker. I could be in serious trouble. Oh, no, a lot of guys come to the meeting once.
Once.
My wife sends me to the meeting, you never me. What is this meeting all that? No.
Remember, water report?
You know what, you think about it, they showed you, Jimmy and Rosalind Carter stayed overnight on the coast. So she must be the only first lady that ever submerged.
Oh, she did?
I don't know if she's the only one, but I don't think, how many could have, you know?
My wife was supposed to go off for a ride, and we got fogged in. It wouldn't take everybody out through the fog.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
We got stuck in the fog, and I was the guy with the horn. And you have it blow it every 30-some, 60 seconds, but not on even intervals, so you didn't get a harmonic with another. You could, two vessels could be on the same, so you had to mix it up, I had to watch, and they were talking, and we just kept doing circles, and then finally another boat went in, and then we just followed them, so the captain figured out that and brought it around.
yeah, maybe.
We'll slow it in the moment. We're gonna get Jerry out here.
Yeah. we'll look for,
Oh, we also had in the fog, I remember I looked over and I saw a wooden fishing boat with a couple of guys in t-shirts and all that, looking at the boat, it didn't come up on the radar or something.
Oh,
It was just a little fishing boat. They were more surprised than we were.
Right here on the right was the sign.
250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. And then once I get my seat, the agenda and everything else is right here. It's not a problem. Well, you can put it next to your chair.
I'm not sure if this still.
And even
These
not sure, but if you want to take it next to your chair, you want to do the work on this.
I think
It's not a problem.
Wait, did you get the agenda?
You can sign into it, I just say, you know,
That's my father, check on that. You for the vote?
oh,
Aye. Vote.
Watch your ears.
Uncover, please. So we're in prayer. Almighty and everlasting God, protector of all who put their trust in thee, hear our prayers on behalf of thy servants, who sail the vessel to these seas. We beseech thee to keep thy sustaining care all the Lord's submarines, that they may be delivered from the hidden dangers of the sea. Grant them the courage and devotion to fulfill their duties, that they may best serve thee and create man. Though acquainted with the depths of the ocean, deliver them from the depths of despair, and dark hours of absence and friendliness, and good spirit. Bless all the ignorant and loved ones from whom they are separated. When they search for ships, they praise thee, for thou art there as well as in the deed. Fill them with thy spirit, that they may be sure in their aims, unwavering in duty, high in purpose, by upholding the honor of your nation. Amen. Calling the votes. USS Albacore. USS Growler. USS Scamp. USS Covina. USS Sculpin. That was November. Now for December, since we don't have a meeting. USS Capeland. USS Sea Lion. USS F1 Carp. USS S4. Moment of silence. The port and number some ships may ride in anchor for a little space, and some starless nights cable slips, leaving Eddie at the mooring place. Goals, here no longer, sailor, rest your oar. No tangled wreckage will be washed ashore.
Okay, decree of the United States Submarine Veterans Incorporated to perpetuate the memory of our shipmates who gave their lives in the pursuit of their duties while serving their country. That their dedication, deeds, and supreme sacrifice be a constant source of motivation toward greater accomplishments. Pledge loyalty and patriotism to the United States Constitution.
Thank you. Pledge allegiance, we're here right behind us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we have one back.
Introduction of members and guests. Jim Madden, qualified on the USS George Bancroft, SSBN 643 Blue, in March of 1989.
Bob Gross, I qualified on the USS Tecumseh, SSBN 628 Blue, and June of '66 in South Pacific.
And Carlson, I qualified aboard the USS Angler, SSAG 240, on May 24, 1967, in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
The area qualified on the USS Iris, SS 482, August the 5th, 1964, in Connecticut.
Wayne McAllis qualified on the USS Anglo SS 240, along with Ed, in 1967, Rockland, Connecticut.
Chuck Cox, I qualified on the USS Ethan Allen, SSBN 608, in 1972 in May.
Alan Brown, I qualified in May of 1965 on the USS Casimir Pulaski, SSBN 633. On the Gold Crew, I was since then.
Lynn Brow, I qualified on USS Will Rogers, SSBN 659 Blue in 1975.
Glenn McAllis, Associate Member, U.S. Army, 1968 to 1970. I did qualify with an F-14. Hey, F-14 was a lucky thing.
Jerry Hopkins, qualified in 1975, USS William H. Bates, fast attack, quartermaster and ship's crew.
Chris Vincent, USS Minnie, SS 377, San Diego, 1970.
Thank you. Tonight, we are really honored that we are able to recognize our new inductees into the Holland Club. Bob's gonna actually hand out the certificates, but I will read what the certificates actually say before we hand it out. Whereas having been designated qualified in submarines for more than 50 years and a member of the United States Submarine Veterans in good standing, U.S. Submarine Veterans is extremely proud to bestow upon you membership in the Holland Club. Your introduction into the Holland Club is testimony of many years of honorable and faithful service to the U.S. Navy and the submarine force. Jerry, you step forward. We have a few things to present.
You have Jerry's.
The certificates inside.
United States Submarine Veterans Holland Club, New Jersey South. Shipmate Gerald Hopkins, welcome aboard, shipmate. We're pleased to present you with the Holland Club certificate, patch, coin, and membership card. Presented this at a special occasion in recognition of 50 years of service, submarine qualification service to your National Commander, William Andrea, Holland Club Chairman. Jim Irwin and your shipmates take good pleasure in, and I'm having trouble with this, pleasure in welcoming you as a member of the Holland Club. Thank you very much. I'm sorry about the reading, but I'll make it a little better on the next one.
Before we do the next presentation, I just want to mention that along with Jerry was actually inducted last year into the Holland Club, but we're only recognizing him today with logistics. But along with Jerry, Frank Jordan, who's not here with us tonight, his package was mailed to him. George Berkeley, he now resides in Connecticut, and his package was mailed to him. The fourth inductee last year was Commander Frank Kazuko, and I had the privilege of presenting him his Holland Club certificate and hat down in Kings Bay, Georgia, during the World War II Submarine Veterans Memorial Ceremony. And I'm not sure if you see this, but this is Frank and I, and we're a saleable arms right in front of the bar. I'd like to recognize this year's Holland Club inductees, starting with Wayne Groove.
Again, I'll read this a little better, sir. Of course.
Oh, yes, thank you.
United States Submarine Veterans Holland Club membership presented to Wayne Groove. Whereas having been designated qualified submarines for more than 50 years and a member of U.S. Submarine Veterans in good standing. U.S. Submarine Veterans are extremely proud to bestow upon you the membership of Holland Club. Your induction to the Holland Club is testimony to years of honorable and faithful service to the U.S. Navy and submarine corps. Granted this 11th day of April 25, is when you got qualified. Qualified submarines, 1975, USS Will Rogers, SSBN 659. Thank you very much.
Again.
Job well done.
Sorry, Jerry, about the reading here.
I didn't read it because I usually, I remember this, I had to put it off, so I didn't love it even worse. But there is one more person I want to recognize tonight who's not here, because we haven't yet presented this to him. But this, a couple months ago, this base elected to award Dolphins to Ken Spar, a World War II submarine veteran who did not complete the qualifications before he was shipped home at the end of the war. But we thought that if anybody that serves on 3 war patrols in World War II and is still with us, that he certainly deserved it. So we presented it to him, Chris Vincent and myself, on his 50th birthday. But I didn't think that was enough. And I was talking to the former chair of the Holland Club. Now, he just cut his Dolphins. He's not going to be around 54 years. So I said, well, what could we do? And it was suggested that there's something else we could do for him. And that was to award him with the Senior Submarine Service Award, which is a Holland Club award. And I will read that. Chris is trying to coordinate the presentation of this award because Ken, although he's actually a member of the Philadelphia base, but lives in New Jersey, and this is a joint base thing. And we're looking to present this certificate to him as soon as we can arrange it. But this says, United States Submarine Veterans Incorporated, Holland Club Senior Submarine Service Award, presented to those who went where others feared to go, setting the course for all who follow. Shipmate SM Kenneth Earl Spar, presented to you in recognition and appreciation of your service to our nation and the United States Navy Submarine Force, the silent service. Of all of your fellow Holland Club shipmates, fair winds and following seas, pride runs deep.
Was he in good shape at 100? Yes.
Oh,
He's good. Yeah, Kenny's in real good shape. Great.
Okay, at this point, we'll receive
Recognition of new Holland Club member named Ken Spar.
Kenny Spar was the senior.
You can all that, so you don't have to copy it. Your subservient.
And Kenny's satisfactory, pretty well.
Okay. Okay, at this point, I will ask the secretary to read the report for the last meeting.
Regular meeting minutes, New Jersey Bay South, USSVI, Friday, October 24, 2025, Yorkville, New Jersey. Officers present, Ed Carlson, Bob Gross, Jim Madden, James Garrett. Call to order, prayer, flag salute, following votes, introductions of members present and guests, honorable World War II vets. Chaplain's report, medical list, John Theotonio. Minutes of September meeting read by Secretary and approved by members present. Treasurer's report given by James Garrett, 2 CDs, one for $16,943.30, one for $4,084.36, checking account of $3,221.75, a scholarship CD of $3,074.23, a scholarship fund, additional fund of $1,868.56, for a total base treasury of $29,192.20. Report accepted as read by members present. Committee reports, C-Business, approximately 107 members. Ways and Means, Dave Lucas. No report, C. Ed Carlson for latest hats and sweatshirts. Scholarship, Ed Carlson. Deadline is May 18th, 2027. License plate, Ed Carlson, 2 in the works. Old business, use your membership business card to promote our organization. We need a volunteer for newsletter. Base membership cards, 2 issued to new members. Ken Spar's 100th birthday, good time. Honorary Dolphins presented. New business, Memorial Luncheon, October 25th, Captain's Inn, Fort Lee River. November 5th through 8th, Submarine Veterans World War II Memorial Ceremony in Kings Bay, Georgia. 2026 regular membership base and national dues combined will be $50 total. C stories and A, for the good of the order and A. Meeting closed with prayer by Vice Commander Chaplain Cobb, Wayne Michelle, Sound and Service. James Madden, Secretary, New Jersey Bay South, USSVI.
Thank you. Any questions, corrections? If not, I'll entertain a motion to.
I'll make a motion to accept the treasury report, right?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Treasury report, treasurer's report, James.
As of today, we have $32,015 in the treasury. We have in the scholarship savings account $4,889. In the checking account, we have $2,946. We have 3 CDs. The scholarship CD is $3,085. It's due March 1st, 2026. The interest rate is 4.8%. There's another CD, which is from our checking account. It's due in the amount of $4,097. It's due April 4th, 2026. Interest rate is 3.682%. And the regular CD is $16,998. It's due February 25th, 2026. Interest rate is 4%. Our year-to-date revenue is $6,362. Our year-to-date expenses are $2,147, which gives us a net income of $4,250.
Thank you. Any questions, corrections? All those in favor of?
I'd like to make a motion to accept the treasury report as read.
Anybody second? All those in favor, accepting the report?
Aye.
Thank you. Chaplain's report.
Chaplain report, I have not talked to John, but I saw Dave Lucas. For people that don't know, Dave was our storekeeper for a good many years and involved in this organization forever. He lost his leg a couple years ago. He was here for Veterans Day. He and Beth, his wife now has a lot of health issues, but he was here. And I told him, I said, you want to come up? I said, we got the chair. He said, I ain't using the chair. He said, I come up here. He says, I'm going to walk up those steps. So, but Dave's doing well. Beth lost a lot of weight, but her health is better. And like I said, I try and get a hold of John D'Antonio. And he was our past commander. And John's a tough man to get a hold of. But as far as I know, everything's good. Otherwise, Carol will give me a call. That's all I ask her.
Thank you. Committee reports, membership, Chris,
108.
which is an addition of 1. from our last meeting.
But I know, but the question I have is, Jim, do you have any, do we know how, I have no idea where he came from. I tried to find out who it was.
I believe the update, he's a member of the Philadelphia base, and I'm not even sure if that base is still in existence, to be honest with you. But he lives in New Jersey, which is a lot of people in that area, were Philadelphia based members, but you know, he just,
No, I'm just saying is that I have no way of contacting him.
he's,
How do I know new members?
well, I know he's a new member because the update was done by New London.
Right.
It was done by Sheridan Walls. And I suspect that I could be wrong, but when I spoke to Mike White, when we were coordinating the presentation of the Dolphins to Ken Spear, Mike told me that he's no longer the commander, that Otto is the commander, and then switch back and forth. They just don't update their websites. Surprise. But I'll check that out. But he is a 108th member, and I'll reach out to him, and we can set a membership call.
Yeah.
And welcome him to the base.
I think we've given the Eagle Scouts plenty of chances to contact us, haven't we?
Yes.
Maybe starting next year, we're gonna just,
No, we can't stop it.
No,
We can't.
no, we're not gonna stop them.
But we don't have to put it in every meeting. If we start getting someone in, then we can always.
They must have been admitted Eagle Scouts.
I think what it was, and Chris and I talked about it when we met at my house a few days ago, about how do we reconnect with the Eagle Scout program? And, you know, our neighborhood is really the Yorville neighborhood, and that's probably where the connection was. So we're gonna have to find out
The local troops.
the local troops and reach out to them. But, you know, that's something that we're gonna do. It's just, it's about doing it.
You know, I've done it on Facebook, I've sent it to National, I've sent it to Mount Laurel, I think it's where the headquarters is. And I haven't heard anything back from anybody. I've given my card to district managers and everything else when I've had a couple membership. Now, Greg Billings, one of our members, his son just became an Eagle Scout and he said he was interested. We'll see if that works out, you know.
But we gotta make the connection with
Right.
the local troops in this area, and I think that will resurrect the program. One thing I'm thinking of doing is, you know, we have to start planning more events. You know, we used to do the barbecue, the picnic, that went wayside, and that's a way of getting people to come out on a Saturday. So we're gonna troubleshoot. I'm gonna ask the board to meet, so we can just have a meeting to do planning of events for next year. And we'll just do the amendment to our calendar and get the word out. So if we don't have the event, we can't advertise. If we don't advertise, we're not gonna get people out. So that's my vision that I'll share with you tonight. Scholarship. Guy who's still not here, but I hope he'll be back in January. But you know, we are now accepting scholarships applications for next year. Our scholarship program, copies of the program, policies and procedures, as well as the application, it's on the back. If you have a grandson, granddaughter, they're eligible for this, for not only the base scholarship, but they're also eligible for the national scholarship. And we intentionally designed our program to encourage our members, kids and grandkids to apply for both. And the carrot we did is if you apply for national, we'll use the same essay for the base. And this year we had one gal, Ashley Manning. She got both the national scholarship, which was $2,200, and the base scholarship, which was $1,000. And that was good. The national scholarship, unlike our base scholarship, is multiple year. So if you're in, if you keep your GPA up, you and reapply, you'll get the scholarship. My oldest grandson has got it the last 3 years. He is not applying this year because a smart guy, he's graduating in 3 years. So, but his younger brother is going to apply again. I'm not sure who's smart, but we really encourage, and really support this program. On that note, I believe we have one other thing. We got a donation from Kent Spa of $2,000 into this for the scholarship. And I would like, the idea I have is for the base to set aside that money as a separate scholarship in Ken's name for the next 5 years as a $500 scholarship. So that means we would offer a $1,000 scholarship plus a $500 scholarship. And if you get the national, it will help. That is my recommendation.
So it's depleted, so the next 4 scholarships is limited to the one that's back.
Well,
So we forecast for our scholarships.
rather than 4, I think we want to do 5. We want to do it for the next 5 years because we have the money in the scholarship with Ken's money to do it for 5 years. We got a 10-year scholarship which is in the name of my dad, and we'll do another 5-year in the name of Ken Spa.
Okay, 500.
Comments, thoughts?
A little background on the scholarship committee and the funds that are in there right now. A number of years ago, Eddie started the scholarship. He donated $10,000 in the name of his father-in-law. And our scholarships at that point in time used to be $250. But it's perpetuated. And now Ed Distrup, he's designated another $10,000 in his dad's name. And our scholarships are now up. We basically do what, $1,000?
$1,000.
And so, but like I say, Kenny Spar, he's very, very dedicated. He was part of Philadelphia base and he saw the need to send money over. It's because he was involved in everything we had. We had picnics with him. He said, what can I do to help? So this is where a lot of stuff, but Eddie's the one that first started.
I don't want to do credit, but
But
I think for Ken Spa, I would like to see us authorize a $500 scholarship for 5 years in the name of Ken Spa. And we could tell that to Ken and his family when we present him with his certificate. But I can't authorize that.
Somebody
make a
motion.
We make a motion to set that policy that you just presented.
Make a motion?
I second the motion.
Do we have a section?
Yes, first you have a motion in a second. Very
Then
good.
I can take it to a vote again.
Yes, sir.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Great, thank you guys.
Okay, so you approved the
You didn't ask who's nays.
$500 scholarships.
That made it 25. So Kenny gave
5,
$2,000.
it doesn't matter how many years. 5 to be awarded in the future, because you might not have any next year.
But then again. the
Oh, no,
interest
then we'll
rates
stay
might be
there.
going
Right,
up.
we'll say that, that's what, so it's not for 5 years.
It's, yes,
Thank you.
until it distinguishes the 2,000.
Yeah.
Exactly. License plates, we got 2 pending sales. And right now, the plates that have been paid for that are available are numbers 1734 to 1740. So if you have a whole number that fits in that thing, you're gonna get the whole number on your license plate because they're issued sequentially. I do know that after those are prepaid. After those prepaid, we will be prepaying for 20 more plates. After that, when we order the next set of plates, we're gonna go get them colorized. And I'm sure a lot of us would want to exchange the plates for colorized plates.
That's gonna be next year for sure.
Well, no, we only sell.
Depends on how many you sell.
How many we sell? We roughly sell about 10 a year, right? Which isn't bad,
I'm gonna buy a new car, hopefully, in the next week or so.
but you
And
gotta,
then I'm taking my old plates off, SS, putting them in my basement. There's no system, and wait until they come out with the new ones, and then I'll go get them.
oh,
Because they won't if I take,
they won't transfer.
they won't transfer for you.
They transferred for me.
They will,
Well, no, if you trade your car in at the dealership, but if I'm selling my car right now, they won't do it.
They won't.
They won't.
they
No,
won't,
I asked them, they
they
won't.
won't, they won't let you transfer those
You have
plates.
to do it yourself.
I got a son.
Yes, after they get the tax,
Yeah.
and then you gotta get rid of the tax, they just gave you that week and go get new tax.
But you could get your original plate number back.
Yeah, that's what I wanna do.
Yeah. So, just send me the check, I'll send you.
I know.
Old business, Memorial Luncheon, any feedback on that?
Anybody that went to the memorial luncheon back, I did, I guess I'm young, Chris, you were there.
Yes, sir.
The only problem we had, it was set up, the gentleman that was doing our memorial luncheon over the years, maybe 25 years, gave it up. So there were two young ladies that took it over, a couple of wives and submariners. And we got down there, everything was nice, it was down at the Captain's Inn, down in Fork River. Jim, you were there, I'm sorry. And, but we got down there, and on the menu, they had a couple types of fish, some meat, and they came up with no salmon that was on the menu that people ordered. That's the only downside I saw of it. I know the girls tried to do their best, but there was no salmon. Questioned the waiter, he says, no. I said, wait a minute, here's the paperwork, right here. This is what you're supposed to have. Did not happen. And the price had gone up. So there's also talk about maybe trying to get something a little bit closer here instead of going down the shore.
How many sure guys did it? Bob, or did you see anybody from the shore?
Oh, I saw them all. I saw them all, but if Bob's not doing it.
But if he was there,
We're both,
We're dual
we're
members.
dual members, so we're both. And we got we were asked to contribute $150 to cover the cost for all the invites. And I authorized them to pay that. But in authorizing it, I said, going forward, if you want to continue this as a dual-based activity, then it has to be someplace central to both bases. The other base does their, the other base does their Christmas party in Italy's Best
Lakers.
in Lakers. And that is in between the two bases, and the food is excellent. So I suggest that they do that. We'll see what they come up with next year. But if they continue to hold it down in Forked River, I don't think it should be advertised as a joint base, because I will not support another place down in Forked River. It's just too far for us to travel. That's just my opinion. Any comments?
are you still in town?
No.
Where you moved?
He moved. He's
Oh, yeah.
in Manchester.
Which is actually great, because it allows Bob and I to have brunch with old friends of ours from the other base. We had lunch with Charlie Gromack, and we had lunch with Eddie Birmingham, who's not a member of the space. And we're planning to get together, the four of us on a regular basis. I'm gonna see who else in that area would be interested. But it's a great time of fellowship. But one thing it does do, it allows us to share information about VA disability claims and payments.
So we pass information, a lot of information around. And Eddie's another second-class ornament off the Triton.
But, they all their Christmas party is their Christmas party. Our base is not invited. We are invited because we're members. They do the golf outing, which they advertise as theirs, and they invite us to it. And I plan to go to their golf outing with Bob. I'm looking for I'm looking for a set of golf clubs and partners.
You could be a cat.
But I do, but that's actually closer to us because it's down in.
Amber's Ridge.
And for the sake of disclosure, I moved from Howe to Whiting, New Jersey, or Manchester. So I am close to Oak Creek Ridge, and I am close to Ilbridge Best and Evelyn. I go there occasionally. But that is my thought, so we'll see what they come up with, but,
So you said you're reevaluating co-sponsorship of the memorial.
Well, because we pay our fair of it, and it's called what used to be called the Widows Luncheon is now called the Memorial Luncheon. And what it is for the new people is that the people, the family, one member plus, actually 2 members, are entitled to come free of charge for a lost submariner. So like 2 years ago, we had Dr. Calvin Moon and his wife and his daughter were there. And so, and it's picked up by 2 bases. And they also, we have memorial bricks down at Tom's River. And that's all part of it also.
but we're not separating that because Bob is part of the committee. And we're still keeping that relationship.
I'm on the scholarship committee.
And he's also on the scholarship committee on that base, because we just split the scholarship. They keep their base scholarship. We now have our scholarship, which we all supported. And so we're gradually splitting it together, but with certain things that are common, such as the memorial bricks, that is up to, we're keeping that. We're not giving that up. It's just fairness in terms of.
Memphis Plaza down there, that's right across from the, what was that seafood place that was down there in Tom's River? Right across the river where we had the torpedo.
Yeah, I can't think of it.
But
There used to be one down in, those side of Hudson also.
But the distance was the thing. It's gotta be mutually, it's gotta be closer to what the base is, which is gotta be the joint base of there. And,
It's not personalities, it's just, it's gonna be, bring it back a little bit, even killed.
Well, here's my thoughts. There's only 3 people from New Jersey south on this dinner.
Well, plus what?
We had 4. We had one said he sat by himself. I don't remember his name.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. He wanted to know where he could get the hat for the
Right.
Yes, sir.
So the problem is, we need both bases to support this luncheon, because we want to be able to recognize our deceased members, which is the most important thing.
Perpetuate.
Yeah, perpetuate their memory. And the problem is, if we try to do it separately, we may not have enough members from New Jersey South
You
to
won't.
support the luncheon.
You won't.
they're gonna have the same.
That's the problem.
Their numbers.
They're
So
not
it behooves us to have a joint situation.
Yes, but it behooves us to have it fair in location.
Yeah.
And for us to be involved in the planning process. Because when I first presented that, the menu to Evelyn, quite honestly, she said, I'm not going, it was not that good. And it was pricey. And the food was not that good, and the menu wasn't what was advertised.
Wow.
But that's a startup problem. The issue is, if it's a joint-based activity, which they did, and Bob was good enough to share the program with me, you would think it was a Jersey South program. Because they mentioned their scholarship in the name of Mildred's, I forgot her last name, but they didn't have any scholarships to award. The only scholarships that were awarded were the ones that our base awarded, and Bob was the one that presented those names. So, but they got, our base is 108 members, there's 60 members, But there's a lot of fudge numbers in base membership because of dual membership. And base commanders tend to get friends from other bases to join them to keep their numbers up, and they don't attend the meetings, and that's, so but they're aging out, just like we're aging out. And Chris is always after me, how do we get younger members? Well, we have an opportunity through Jim Gary, meeting a woman at the base who happens to know somebody, the guidance counselor at Fort Dix Elementary School, and they want us to present a program to the school, which gets us on the base and
Recognizing our
recognizes us. We could put it into, we could put it in the submarine magazine. I will be talking to the fellow that runs Camps for Kids up in New London, a great guy, and see what he thinks about it. But the issue is they need permission from the principal and the board to allow submarine vets to present. They always have military guys, Air Force, but no Navy. So, but you also have the access of the issue of base access. And that's not an issue for me because of my disability. I have base access. Chris is a retired chief. He has base access. I will just make sure, speaking to the information desk, that we have base access. Is there any issue us coming on to do a presentation at the school if the school invites us? So that's where we stand as of yesterday.
Well, you can get base access, but you have to submit certain information.
The form you sent me for WW2 for down Kings Bay.
The reason for that form, and I checked and I went through an email with, is because it was a nuclear base. Anybody that has base access unless it's a nuclear base. So when we did the New Jersey commissioning, I just couldn't go on Earl because it's a nuclear base. So they had to recode my card so Evelyn and I had access to that base. So that's what that
Did you
is.
see the Hyundai's gonna build nuclear submarines in Philadelphia?
We're talking about it.
So
But the thing is, that
Philadelphia's not gonna happen tomorrow.
Philadelphia doesn't want nukes.
Yeah.
They don't want near cities.
Well, maybe they're gonna build,
That's
bring
why-
it somewhere else and put the reactor.
That's why they didn't have the USS, the SSN 796, the USS New Jersey, down in Philadelphia, next to the New Jersey, or 1,000 feet south, because it's nuke. They did not want that up the river.
So they built Savannah.
Yeah,
A time ago.
but the thing, that's a part of the thing.
They said that was the big thing, is the South Koreans having our technology to build this even as the United States.
No, we're gonna do next thing on the agenda, but look, I can't find my agenda.
Is the World War II memorial ceremony in
Yes. I had the privilege of attending down in Kings Bay, Georgia. It was the 37th World War II Submarine Veterans Memorial. And it was really impressive. And they had a gentleman, they only had one veteran here. And his name was Patrick Zilius. And he was really there's not many World War II subjects left. The program, Chris, I think you sent it out on the social media, but the copy of the program is there. And they really did a great job in the Navy honoring this gentleman. He's actually, I actually got to talk to him because at one of our dinners, he was sitting at the table right next to my wife and I. And he just wrote a book. He's rich. And he had an interesting life. He was an immigrant from Finland. And he came over at 17 and joined the submarine service. And yes. And yeah, he was he served on the USS Spot, SS-213. He's a plank owner, and he did 3 war patrols. And they had the local high school choir was there to sing the national anthem and the Navy song. And they gave up, they had off from school, but they gave their time up to participate in this ceremony. They had and Chris has posted a lot of the pictures on our Facebook page, but they had the patrol, the battle flags for all the World War II submarines, which was really great. And one of those battle flags was the battle flag from the USS Agnes, which we donated to them in a previous annual boat reunion in Kings Bay, Georgia. We thought last year would be our last annual reunion, and we had $5,000 left in our reunion treasury. So we donated that to the St. Mary's Submarine Museum. And so they allowed us to hook a mini reunion of the Angler in conjunction with the World War II submarine veterans. And we had actually 24 Angler sailors and wives regroup. And it was fantastic because we were always next to fellow shipmates because we all served at different times, but we were next to guys that served on other boats, whether it was a boomer or a fast attack. And the one thing we had in common, we were all submarine sailors. And the respect that the young sailors at Kings Bay give to us older submarine sailors, you can't measure it. I knew that the first time we had a reunion here. I saw it again this year. The museum is being moved to a new facility. It won't be ready for the 38, so I probably won't go back to the 38. But I'm thinking of going back to the 39, which is when they'll be in the new facility, and they'll be able to put out everything. But the director of that he's a retired chief and he's connected to the base, and they do anything for submarine vets. So it was a wonderful experience. The pictures are all on our Facebook page, I think I beat that one to death.
Were you going? You're the only one that went?
Bob wanted to go, but Bob had a.
My granddaughter sang down when he said at that point in time.
No, it's just.
But they all stopped.
Did you
All New Jersey.
Did you stop and visit the Bancroft?
Bankrupt.
Bancroft. Sale. It's there.
Oh, it's right out in front. Yes, it's right out in front. What we didn't do is, I don't know if it was because of the shutdown, but we were supposed on the last day to get a tour of one of the boats that was in. But they canceled that out. They didn't say why, but the Navy does what the Navy wants to do. So, and the way it worked out, because the last time we were down, Evelyn and I got to tour one of the boomers that they converted to firing the tomahawks. So we decided to cut out early, which was good, because the rain, we beat the rain back. Shipmates of mine that were heading back to Michigan, they hit snow in Kentucky, and we hit snow in Indiana. So it turned out to be a good move for us. But if I'm not sure how many of them are left. I know the museum is going to, as long as there's they will probably continue that indefinitely, whether it's a World War II veteran alive or not. They also honored a wife of a World War II veteran who recently passed, who was 103 years old. And God bless this woman, she wore her husband's vest. So it was really great, but it is a good experience if you have that opportunity. And as soon as we see the invites again, we'll make sure all our members know about it. which,
You got highlighted.
yeah, that's mine.
This is yours, highlighted.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what I have. I got a copy from Mike Doss of the minutes of the meeting of National, and I sent it to Chris for distribution. And a couple things stuck out on the minutes. One, female qualified submarine personnel to date is 147.
How many joined?
What?
They're still active, Most of them are
Yeah,
still
we have
active.
others joined.
One of the animals gave a presentation and on all the building that's being done. And I couldn't help asking the question, are you concerned about the well on most new boats? Thinking about the New Jersey, and he brushed me off, and then I had to reference back to New Jersey. He's going back into the yards to check the wells. And then he came back and he said, yes, we're very concerned about it, and this is what we're doing about it. But somebody also brought up the issue because some men still think that women don't belong in the submarine service. And in talking to this admiral, he basically reinforced what I was told by the commander of the sub-school up in New London about the last reunion. Without women engineers, we can't man a submarine service. You cannot get male
They're
engineers.
going for money,
The men,
males are going for money, and the service. The USS New Jersey was designed for both male and female. There's 100 men, 40 women on board, so the submarine's designed for that purpose. And they can do the job just as well.
I certainly do the engineering.
Engineering, that's what you find most of. The engineers are female.
The other thing that struck me is,
Yeah, that's some heavy work too. I mean, machinist work?
No, it's just engineering.
Oh, you mean like the engineering office?
Exactly.
No, okay, but I'm saying like the
Engineering.
like the, you know, back in the engine room, like the drain pumps, all that kind of stuff. There are listed women too.
there are both enlisted women and men. My first visit a couple of years ago down to Kingston, the person that was coordinating for the base was waiting assignment to the Pentagon. She had a Dolphins, and she was already a commander. She was waiting for assignment to the Pentagon. I wonder where she is today. She's probably in XO on one of the nuclear boats, and is probably in line to be the commander of one of those boats. But if they can do the job, they should be able to, those opportunities should be available to them. That's just my opinion. It's also the opinion of my wife.
That's not happening. You'll see a female captain on the boat for sure.
I tell you that story when we were doing the New Jersey presentation at the Kozak High School, and they had 17 male sailors, officers enlisted, and maybe 18, all males of the New Jersey crew. And they went through all the, they did the presentation, and opened it up to the audience. And then my wife had the last question, and she said, you talk about building this thing for both genders. How come I don't see any females up there? I'm sure they never did another presentation. So, anyway, I think we don't have any tickets, and we can talk sea stories over pizzas if we don't mind. And on that note, I will adjourn the meeting and yes, Bob to.
Closing prayer.
Yep.
Prayer. Uncover, please. Want me to read it? Closing prayer?
Yes.
Closing prayer. Grant us, O Lord, that as Americans and submarine veterans, we may continue to help our fellow veterans and those in need. We thank you for the people assembled here today and pray you will bless their many works. Be with us, we pray. Amen.
Yes.
Surface.